CRE Collaborative is a 2.0 technology market network connecting the commercial real estate industry. And I'm going to give you a little bit of history to position this. In 2015, for those of you that don't know, I was a broker building my business with the original iPad growing out of my arm. I was taking business from much bigger, more established companies, Colliers, CBRE, CBC. We grew up to 3 states in just under 12 months with 400% growth on commission. We were holding about 200 million in on-off market inventory. Now this is at a time when there were 100, 200 technologies in the space, and the majority of the clients really had no clue what was out there. They looked to us, we gave them an answer, and they took our word for it. Today, there's over 6,800 technologies trying to service this space, all offering you more money and better interaction. And our clients are much more educated. They're looking for answers, they're finding their own answers, they're questioning us, they want that transparency. If you, like me, worked too many hours, but like the traditional world, work 9 to 5, and you take weekends off, you get 1,880 golden deal hours. That's your 9 to 5 where you're making calls and closing deals. Time is the only thing that technology cannot make more of today. CRE Collaborative was built to save you time, to put you back in surgery, keep the surgeons in surgery, and get you back to doing business. How do we do that? Very simply, we are an end-to-end technology enablement service for your commercial real estate business. Meaning, our platform aggregates all your data into an efficient, easy to access portal that you can search, interact with, and move from. Additionally, we have advisors that will literally act as your CTO, your tech department. They will handle the technology for you so you can continue closing your business. And this is what we refer to, or these businesses that have this technology are referred to as tech-enabled businesses. For those of you who've seen concerns about tech enablement, what does it do? How does it work? Years ago, chess, there was a famous chess match where a computer beat a person. Not as well known, years later, there are subsequent matches where they have computers plus people playing each other, and 100% of the time, the computer with a person always beats the computer alone. The reason I say this is once you have a process, you can only do better with the right technology. Technology plus people plus process equals more business. And what we do is we come in, we assess your business goals, we define the technologies that will help you get to those goals, and then we handle them. We maintain them for you so you can focus on your business. So you're not out there trying to keep ahead of the 6,800 technologies, all of which is housed in our portal, which you can access to see your market, real-time market updates nationwide. Host your data, your deals. Not only can you host the deals, access deals, and know what's happening, you can then network and connect that data to the industry, to the brokers, to the investors, to your clients, your network. And most importantly, now you have deals, you have business, how do you promote it? How do you push it out where it needs to be, when it needs to be there? You can do all of that through the CRECo.ai platform in the cloud. By us holding your data and hosting your data, it's available to you anywhere as on demand as you need it, whether that's across technology you already have, or whether that's on your phone so you can push it or beam it to someone you've just met. So you're never without this resource, this expanded knowledge base. Because we host this data and our partners provide additional data, not only do you have the ability to now take your knowledge, but you can take our partner knowledge, real-time underwriting, financing, modeling, all the things that help or hinder us in closing a deal are now available at your fingertips through this single hub, this single source. What does that mean to you in the industry? What does the client get? What do you get? Well, you get an integrated searchable database by asset class, by financials. You get to know what happens in your market when it's happening. In real time, for those of you who don't know, in technology means up to 30 days. You can access feasibility reports, development intelligence, and we can build this out to create custom models where you can identify properties and different opportunities for your clients. This is all things that have never been done before, in the sense of technology is now at a place where you, me, NICAR can go get as much business as you want. You still have to work a little, but you can work much smarter. Your fingers can travel much further through our technology. But at the end of the day, it's a relationship business. So now you have your deals and your data. Well, how do you get to your contacts? Leverage. The system holds your contacts similar to a CRM and allows you to push, pull, and interact with them or have them updated all through our interface. Streamlining communication, either one-to-one, one-to-many. As I was just saying to Mark before, we're actually considering integrating Zoom so you can do video conferencing through the system. And lastly, the ability to promote. Promote yourself, promote your deals, promote your company. Things we do on the daily as we're out interacting, now available all the time across your devices. Why? Because we're there handling it for you. We're putting it together. You're telling us your problem and we're putting it together and saying, here's your solution. We're not only putting it together, we're providing the support to make sure that you're using it correctly, to make sure you're engaging with it. For those that are tech savvy, they can also do all this themselves through the self-service portal. And here's an idea of a few of the companies that are on already. What I'd like to do quickly before, is answer any questions so far, and then I'll actually show you the platform so you can see what it looks like. Questions? Okay, going to the platform. Can everybody still see my screen?
Yep.
You should be seeing my smiling face now on the left.
Yes.
Perfect. So as I mentioned, the platform is very simple in its design. You can search, you can network, and you can promote. All things we understand, all based on property. This is my profile. This is what you will see when you log in, is your profile with your information that you can send to Facebook, social, email to your clients, and updates in real time. Very similar to Facebook or a LinkedIn profile, except here are all your properties. Here's your inventory. So now when I send this page or share it or promote it, I'm now promoting all my deals. But let's say I need to promote an off-market deal. Well, great. Let's go to the off-market deal and promote just that deal, just to one person or too many. This particular deal was brought in from another company, another technology. As a universal hub, a connector, a backend, a CTO, your CTO, we can take your data from wherever it is today, host it, and push it wherever you want it to be. So it's always available. Additionally, because we are a neutral party, we have what's called a marketplace where we expand what we offer, which is just a portal, to include all the technology and all the offerings that the top tier companies are seeking. How about investor deal management? How about commission structures, comps, property transaction fees, as well as underwriting modeling? All of these 6,800 companies are all promising you something, but guess what? They can't do anything without data. And as we continue to evolve, artificial intelligence and all these things that everybody speaks about all operate on data. Using us, you're going to own your data, and you'll be able to make these decisions and optimize your business with our help or internally. So specific to this property, here's a great example. This is 2600 West 9th Street. This particular site is for sale, and what you see here is a real-time underwriting valuation where our partner technology has come in and said, wait a minute, you should be building multifamily Class A units here. This is your net present value if you do that. Why? Because the system has talked to their system and put the information back in front of you, all the way up to and including a full technical underwriting in this instance. We can do this for financing and so forth, all on demand for you, the end user. But let's continue further along the line. Demographics. RPR and a realtor property resource for those of you who are familiar. if you want to get funded, underwriting, and so forth. And that's just on the search side. Search your properties, search your network. And when I say search your network, it's your private network plus our network by investor, by role, by asset style, type, so on and so forth. So now you're expanding your Rolodex of who you do business with, or leveraging the people you already do business with. And the marketplace. Well, you may decide that you need a new CRM. From here, you can see the CRMs. We can educate you on which ones fit your business and connect the data, all saving time and money at the end of the day. Anytime you don't have to redundantly input something, limits errors, saves money. The networking side, as I said, your network, our network, communication at its best. And the promote side, push, pull your deals back and forth. 60 seconds or less, I'm now promoting myself, my deal to Facebook, or LinkedIn, or Twitter, or Instagram, or pushing it over to your website and other partners. And that's the bread and butter of the system. You know, what we do is come in and we put the toolboxes together. But what you can do every day or as needed is come in and use the system to grow in your knowledge of your market, be alerted to changes, promote your deals, and how's your data? Any questions? No.
Andreas, hold on.
Yes.
Are these other? Sorry, I had on speaker. I'm yelling in my own ear. Are these capabilities available to every user, or are there layers of users that, like, you have to have an account with these other companies and then integrate it into this account?
So, right, that's exactly right. So thank you for bringing that up. This represents the universe of technologies. You may be using some already. If you're not using them, our premium service comes bundled with X amount of services in different areas. If you want more than what we have to offer, if you happen to subscribe to, let's say, Quantum Listing is a great example. They're an internet listing service. Then you automatically get premium services with us, and we connect the data not only from them, but to your other services. But short answer to the long question is yes, at premium level, you get everything I've shown you. The underwriting includes 1 report a month. Anything above that, you have to ask for it. If you wanted to use CMBS or some of these other services, if we haven't bundled the package, then you have to pay for them directly.
Okay.
But you'll be able to access them through our system. And more importantly, the next system will be able to access it, your next system, all the way through the transaction process. So if you start here, you have identification, CRM, so now you're managing your contacts. Now you've won the deal. You've got to get it out to listings and marketplaces. Great, well now the deal is being consummated. How do you transact it and underwrite it? And if it's a development deal, how do you fund it? Now the deal and the data around the deal have to move through each of these boxes for the business to happen today. And in the past, yes, we could do it just ourselves we were the conduit, we were the computer. We knew the people, we connected the dots. But business has gone broader and are in new markets, and people, especially your clients, at least I've found, want to see what technology, they want to know you're up there and using it. And that's where CRECo.ai comes in, because with us, you not only get our infrastructure, but then you also get to call upon all the technologies that we are partnered with. And you get to show this to your clients, be ahead of the market, while focusing on what you do best, which is the real estate side of it. That make sense?
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you.
Go ahead.
What cost of that is? What cost?
Cost. So the cost for this service, walking in from the street to access the premium services, which include these buttons, as well as owner information and sale information, is $59 a month per member per user. To post your deals, use our forever free exchange to push and promote all of this social connectivity, that's at no cost. And if you want to use and have all your systems connected, that there's an incremental cost there. That's a B2B service where we host your data for you.
So is there a minimum number or maximum number in that needs to sign up this in a brokerage firm?
No, it's on demand. You use what you want when you need it, and you can upgrade or downgrade at any time, with the exception of, the premium level is going to give you X amount of everything.
And that's at $59 a month per user.
Yes.
Long-term contract?
No.
Month to month.
Month to month.
Okay.
Because they're again, if you need to upgrade and use more, you use more.
Okay.
Who was speaking? Was that Mark?
I'm sorry, that was Bill Caton.
Hey, Bill, how are you? Yeah, no, there is no long-term contract. The benefit here is as your inventory grows, we can push it out to the other internet listing service providers. The point of the service is once you're using it, we know you're going to keep using it, not to charge you so much that it becomes cost money. We want you to expand and do more because your deals are of value to our other users. So the more you use it, the better we are, which is why you can upgrade and downgrade.
Okay.
Great.
So, Andrea?
Yes.
Do you need to be point of entry?
Point of entry for users or listings?
For listings.
For listings, there are 3 points of entry. You can create them yourself using this simple form. We can create it for you, or you have an API or some technical vehicle that pulls them in for you. So for instance, Quantum Listing, we pull from Quantum Listing. If you have an MLS you'd like us to pull from, we can pull from. Always think of us as this universal hub. So if your data is somewhere already, we're happy to find a way and build a bridge to get it into us, because then we can connect it to all the other providers. And that's where our value kicks in, because that's where you save money and start to really optimize for success, when you can couple data together for us.
Okay, so you're not trying to be the next Xceligent, blah, blah, blah.
No, we work very hard not to provide enough information to be considered a CoStar or CompStack competitor, because we want to partner with all of them. You're the client, and if you use Reonomy and an MLS and 2 other services, you shouldn't have to put the data in multiple places. Your data should move wherever you need it to be, and it should gain value everywhere it goes. And that's what we do, is we become that neutral party that hosts it and connects it, so you're deriving the most value from your technology, versus trying to be the be all and end all, because there's always somebody bigger or better. And that
Who
problem.
owns the data?
Go ahead. You do.
Who owns the data?
You own your data. It's
Do
your
you put the data in first to CoStar, or do we?
Do we put the data in first? Depending on where you have it, we will pull it from you, or you can enter it yourself. So
I'm saying,
So I think what you're.
do I put it
I
in
think
first?
CoStar has to be point of entry. Isn't that right, Andreas?
we are an origination point. We don't have to be. So CoStar is its own point of entry. What CoStar does is they take the same data we have, and then they have a building in Washington, D.C. With 10,000 researchers in it that call you repeatedly all day long, and they add to their data. Now, inherently, the problem with that is they have 11 other smaller businesses collecting data with, Reonomy says there are 50 million commercial properties, so to speak. So there are errors or differences between anyone who's looking at this data. What we do is we augment and couple it all together to get you the truest view of the market. CoStar is a good example today, but look at Moody's and others. Everywhere you look, people are trying to connect, but inherently Moody's and CoStar can't connect to each other because they're competitors. But they can connect through us. We're not a competitor on your behalf. That's the difference.
But let me go back to my question. The point of entry first has to be CoStar. Then you pull it from CoStar.
No, point of entry should be us, and we will push it to CoStar and anywhere else you like.
And who owns? Okay, once we give it to you, do you own the information or do we?
You own it.
Okay.
We're a
I
vehicle.
mean, there is a question. I know there's a question on who owns what these days.
Well,
Litigation.
right.
Who owns what?
And that
Yeah.
data you put into our system, you own. We don't own that data. We can pull it down. Now, once you push it to another system, there's a question on whether or not you can have them delete it. I can't speak to CoStar. CoStar has its own model. But if you take it down off our system, it goes down. So you own that data. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out once it goes to you, then it goes to CoStar.
Well, it goes where you
CoStar
tell
thing.
us to send it. It doesn't have to go to CoStar. It goes wherever you tell us to put it. That's the purpose of the connection. These nodes are a simplification, but push it to Facebook, push it to LinkedIn, push it by email. That's the behind the scenes. There is connected to quantum listing, connected to global listings, connected to all the different search and internet listing services or research services, Reonomy, and so on and so forth. Those companies have to be willing to take in that data. CoStar will take data. That's just what they do. But that's what they do. They take data. So by using us as an origination point, we'll push it wherever you tell us. But once we've sent it somewhere, if it's CoStar, then CoStar would say they own the data. They actually manipulate your data slightly to prove that it's there, that they own it, because then if you copy from CoStar, they sue you over it effectively. That's how that model works. We're simply here to help you push or pull your data where you need it to be. So we don't own it. That's not our model. We don't sell data, which is why we can connect to all the data providers, why we're non-competitive. Can I ask, what other places are you putting your listings? Let's approach it that way.
Well, right here in Illinois, they put it in CoStar, LoopNet, and MLS.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the three big ones.
Mm-hmm. So CoStar is CoStar. You can certainly use LoopNet. The cost there, LoopNet to me has become increasingly cost prohibitive. I'd much rather, and I think you'd much rather by using us, get it to quantum listing, global listings, all the other listing sites. LoopNet doesn't have to be the one and only. Now, LoopNet, if you look at LoopNet as a marketing expense, there's some value there, but that's a different. It depends on your model.
So, Andreas, I also use, I've started putting things on Brevitas, on CRECo.ai. I just did something on OfficeSpace.com. So I use a handful of different, listing platforms.
Here's an example of the space in listings. So you can continue to use LoopNet, which is a single source right here. But LoopNet is not pushing it to the buyers on buy proxy. LoopNet does not interact with Brevitas, so on and so forth. CoStar and LoopNet are the only two in this list that do not play well with others. If you use build out will push too many of these. similar to what an MLS does on the residential side with many, many places. The difference being we're built for the commercial side. We're going to get it to the commercial destinations you're looking for. So it's a question of knowing where to put it as the market evolves, and that's our job. These are the top companies in the space right now for listing marketplaces. And that's what we do, is offer you those choices. You still have to say, yes, I want to put my data there or promote my listing there.
Can you work with Catalyst?
I would love to work with Catalyst. Thus far, Catalyst has not been willing to accept or relinquish data. If you work with Catalyst, then I would highly recommend that you suggest to Catalyst they do so. It's your data. Or it's better for the industry. It's 2.0 environment. If it's not connecting for you, what's it doing? It's a standalone service. It doesn't help you. I mean, it helps you, but it's limited. Because when you're listing transactions, when you get a lead on that listing, that lead should automatically go to your CRM. And it can't do that if the technology can't talk to your CRM. That's where we come in.
So you would be willing to accept information from Catalyst so you could receive we could still be point of entry with them?
Absolutely. Your current point of entry, whatever it is fine by us, because that's what we do. We're a universal hub. So if you have them on your website, if you use Catalyst, if you use the MLS, as long as they're willing, we'll pull from them and then make it available wherever you need it.
So Andreas,
That's really
this is Mark. So this is Mark. So what I understand is Catalyst will not open the pipes to you.
Catalyst doesn't want to open the pipes to anyone. Yeah. That's because they want to be the biggest and the baddest in their arena. The problem is that hurts you, not them. That's serving them first, not you first.
It's limiting the exposure.
Mm-hmm. Well, it forces you to log into the other one and then add the data a second time.
Right, which people aren't going to, well, they will, but
that's timely and it's costly. And there's a lot of error built in there. If you had a way to just say, hey guys, pull my data from here, that's the win. And that's where we focus, is to say, it's your data. You went out and got the deal. You mine the data. You put up the listing. You should be able to put it as easily as possible wherever you want it to be. And then when it's there, if there's more value added, so that you own, that's yours, you should be able to move that to the next stage, which is your transaction stage, instead of having to enter it again, wasting more time, chance for more error. And then if you're doing development, now you want to shift the data into the next stage of the transaction. Your data should live through the entire transaction, and it should be yours to do with what you need, because the only way all of this works is when it all talks to one another. Or else it's, what tasks are we eliminating if it can't do it one by one? And guys, these are the top tier companies. There are many, many, many more. But these are the ones I use. So that's the difference. What we provide is a connection, is a data management, in a sense, platform versus a research platform. We're not a listing service, which is why we have a listing exchange that's free, because that's not where we make money. But these guys, as I said, they can't. Brevitas will not connect to CoStar. CRECo cannot connect to Brevitas. What you have seen, the closest thing to that is Build Out, and Build Out is a marketing company that pushes your data to about five of these. And they're a great service, don't get me wrong. If they're your point of origination, we'll take from them as well. It's just a question of what do you do once you have that deal, and what is that deal doing for you? For that deal to have maximum value, you need it in as many quality places as possible with as little effort as possible. And then you need to be able to track the return there.
So Andreas, if I was able to get an export of my data, whatever, in Excel or something, can it be imported that way, or do you just have to type it?
No,
You know,
so we have 3 ways to pull your deals. You can do it. We can do it. So a file, XML, Excel, PDFs, but well, that's a different discussion. We'll load them for you. That's part of our service.
that's very interesting. So it's no keystroking. Theoretically, we can import it all.
Yes. I mean, you got to send me more than just a listing agreement, but yeah.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to provide some materials. Now, if you don't provide any pictures, it'll just default to the map.
Got it.
Yeah.
Will that will this enable video at all?
Video's already built in. I don't
Okay.
have a video on this one, but video goes here at the bottom.
For like walkthroughs, you know, virtual walkthroughs, we can do that with this.
Yes, this is just a container. This container is there so you can put whatever you need to do your business and then take it with you or send it. And that's the purpose. So once it's here, you can just, for instance, my properties, a function I like is this link, this dynamic link is in the signature of my brokerage. So when I send an email, that person can go look at the inventory in real time. They can send a message, they can inquire. They themselves can grab the demographic information to see if it's worthwhile, saving me time. Additionally, you can enable alerts in your market, a saved search. So whenever something new comes on or something sells, you're now alerted to that change. And that's about as close to research as I come, because everything else is provided by partner technology, and we simply display it here in our system so you don't have to go to multiple systems.
When you're sending your deals out through the email portal, is it collecting the opens and clicks and things, or?
That we don't. So if you hit this message button, which you can't see
Yeah.
on one of my properties, you can message in real time through our system, your contacts and ours, one-to-one, one-to-many. This does not have clicks and opens. We can connect you to Agile CRM, which we've done with others, and that has clicks, opens, email broadcast, score ranking, marketing automation, all of the CRM tools. But because it starts here, you get your contacts, your network, plus your deals, your property data, all there for you to use out of the gate. And that's the difference. If you want that, we can connect you to MailChimp. Well, not MailChimp, but we can connect you to the CRMs that can do that. So you don't have to put your data in twice. You'll still have to go through their flow, whatever it may be.
What are the CRMs again? Can you go to that?
Sure, CRMs.
Okay.
Is a list. There are many. And Agile is not even on this list. It's here. Because Agile is a Fortune 500 CRM system. With us, it becomes a real estate CRM. Without us, it's just a CRM.
Right.
So we covered CRMs, listings, then your data.
So all you got to do is point that arrow to those boxes and everything works out. That's brilliant.
No, I wish. There's so much more. Oh, God. These are the boxes.
I'm kidding.
These are the.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. We're working on a way to make this an interactive graphic. And this is changing. There are more and more companies coming online, but effectively, this is your identification, which all starts with data, artificial intelligence, automation, comp stack, and so forth. And each of you, by right, may choose something different. But what good is that if it doesn't talk to your CRM? Because then you have to check and go back and forth. Once it's in your CRM, well, great. CRM is useless if it doesn't connect to the deals. So now let's connect to the deals, your listings. And from the listing side, well, how do we underwrite, transact, and so forth? Well, now let's connect that deal data to the transaction underwriting. And down we go through the crowdfunding, capital sourcing, which then leads us to construction, management, and so forth. It's just the natural flow of business. But and traditionally that worked because you picked up a phone and you talked to the party and you sent the email. For it to really work in the future, it's got to be automated through technology. You shouldn't have to pick up the phone and double check the deal and make triplicate copies. You hit the button and it goes, and that's what we do. And we do so in a way that lets everyone take advantage instead of saying we're going to build all that into our platform. Because at the end of the day, we're here to service your needs. You're going to tell us what, when, and where. So hopefully that was it's clear. And then, you know, we're open to improvement on that side. We've got 20 million properties indexing across the US, 53 companies actively using it in one manner or another, and we're growing. The reason it looks as clean as it does is it's a utility. It's not flashy. It's not meant to move around with sliding items. It's meant to deliver you to your outcome in as short a time, fast time, and at lowest cost possible. That being said, we'd love the opportunity to move with NICAR more. We'd love the opportunity to work with each of your groups, identify your needs individually as we went through here. And this is how it works. Hold on. It's not going to let me. There you go. Identify the business goals. I mean, what is your problem in 2019? What do you need more of? Filling your pipeline, closing business, selling and winning new business, improving your operations, or expanding your team? Only each of you can answer that. And as we hold your listings and help you do business, that's when we have the opportunity to say, well, this is how that could be done better. This is the process that can be improved with this technology. And then we connect them. And that's our mission, is a connected commercial real estate industry where you guys are out there selling deals, not trying to focus on the rapid changes in the technology space.
Now, from what I can see, this is broker to broker, but so is there a public-facing portal for me as a business owner to see? Yeah.
The consumer, what do you get versus what the consumer gets?
Yeah.
It depends on their level of access. Anyone will be able to search the public portal. They will be able to see, you know, this is there's no associate person with this property. If they're a premium member, they'll be able to see the prior sales amount and the assessed value and the owner name. If they're not, they'll just see this. If the property is for sale, they'll see whatever you put up. Just grab a for sale. And they'll be able to contact you. Rebecca's listing is first. So you'll be able to send a message or inquire for service. And the reason we do this is very straightforward in the process. The consumer is searching. Letting a consumer search for information is what they're already doing. And letting them search here means they get to see your deals. And letting them in for free, investor, developer, lender, broker, at least to search it, is of value to everyone. As they are looking at deals, they're going to want these extra services. And that's where we come in and we continue to advise and learn and connect more services.
So do they have to have a login?
Sorry?
Wait, first, how does the consumer know you exist?
Well, so SEO, URL structuring, as well as the promotional tools, as we continue to host this data and promote it. For instance, if I were to share this on Facebook or you were to share it, they're going to come back to our system to see it. So there is an exponential growth curve that occurs as we continue to build it. Additionally, each property is structured to represent what it is. So we're taking advantage of the SEO, and as the system grows, it'll continue to rank up. This is how LoopNet If you search for commercial real estate for sale anywhere, you'll notice LoopNet is at the top. They do that because they spend a very large amount on marketing. But behind that is the way the URL is structured and the way SEO functions. And we've taken that foundation, we've built on it to today's level. Remember, LoopNet and CoStar have been around for a long time. They built it a certain way. They're not flexible enough to take advantage of today's standards. They have to pay for that. We're at a point where we're building for today to be seen. And as our traffic grows, we will grow in those areas. Additionally, through certain partners, you can actually take advantage of Google AdWords campaigns directly and things like that.
Now, my question is, a normal consumer who's looking for property to buy, he'll immediately go to LoopNet.
No, well, they go to Google and they type in, property for sale, commercial for sale, Chicago. And you have LoopNet here. LoopNet paid for that. But wait a minute, here's Zillow and City Feet and Point to Homes and these other properties, for instance, mostly residential. They're here because the listings are here. I've already pulled in 20 million properties, tax records. So that's to build out the search engines, to take advantage of search engines on a public side. So each of these properties are now listed in the Google search results. This address. And as this continues to grow, our rankings increase. So if you're familiar with backlinking and things that used to help you in ranking, the more places you exist, the better you do in Google or others. So today it's much more advanced than that, but it's a similar concept in that if somebody is searching for this property, Post Road, Fairfield, Connecticut, then they're going to find it. LoopNet will appear first until it doesn't, but here we are soon after. And Brevitas. So by using us and getting on more than just LoopNet, your likelihood of being discovered is much greater. More importantly, Brevitas as an example, the platforms where your actual investors are, because the internet is a big and scary place, will have your deals because we've pushed them there. Quantum Listing is another rapidly growing search engine. We're pushing the deals there. So all the future LoopNets are all here, and that's where we come in. We're connecting to each of them, so you don't have to figure out which one's actually going to win. Does that make sense?
I don't care which one wants to win. But I'm concerned about the average consumer, how he goes about finding an industrial building in Cook County for sale. He'll go to Google, or he could go to LoopNet.
That's right.
So where do you fit into the picture?
He goes to Google, he goes to LoopNet, he goes to us, in any order, as we grow. We become one of those stops. Now, instead of putting it on LoopNet, then the other places, you can put it on us. We'll send it to CoStar. It'll be on LoopNet. And look, if I was charging you $500+ or a month per listing, like LoopNet, I'm happy to do that. And then we could put you through an ad at the front page of Google. The investors are smart, and they're going to the platforms that save them time and money. Our system has an investor side, and not only can they find your deal here, but then they can get to underwriting and valuation tools they can't get on LoopNet. So they're going to go where they can get the most value. Watt Investments, Transwestern, groups like that have already looked and are at the system. As we aggregate more data, and because we will be able to amass more data than anyone else, we become the stop that people get to for this. And let's not forget, I'm not telling you not to use LoopNet. I'm not the LoopNet replacement. Quantum Listing will tell you flat out they're the LoopNet replacement, and we connect to them. And then Global Listings will tell you that they're bigger and better and broader than LoopNet, and they're everywhere. We connect to them. It's a question of pushing it where you're, as you said, where the investors are. But you got to have it to push it somewhere. We can hold it for you and push it where the market is, assuming they let us. LoopNet will put it up, but the only way you can search LoopNet today, if I'm not mistaken, is if you pay for it. You can search Quantum Listing for free.
No,
You
it's
can
not.
search us for free, right?
That question still has to be resolved. You have to pay for it. That's been brought up in class a couple times. Rebecca, what was the answer to that question?
You
We
there.
lose Rebecca.
I'll answer. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You have a standard membership that only lets you see the top. Standard LoopNet membership lets you search LoopNet and see all the listings. Free LoopNet searchers can only see, and this is their number, I have a slide somewhere, 7% of their inventory, because that 7% has paid to be shown to the people that search LoopNet for free.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
CoStar,
that's what, okay, that was.
CoStar gives you the other 30%, then that's, CoStar will show you 30% more. And this again, this is an old slideshow that I had a while back, but you have to pay them extra. There's a monopoly, and there are huge data concerns with those services, and I get they're big and they're there. But if you get 10 internet listing services that each one is a tenth as good as LoopNet, and you're on all 10, you're better than LoopNet. More importantly, the majority of consumers, investors that aren't the top 1% are on these other services, and even the top 1%. Remember, in 2015, I was the small guy with the iPad out there doing business. You need the latest technology to get the newest deals, the latest investors. So hopefully that helped answer that question. I'd like to ask, I mean, what are you paying for your LoopNet?
I pay $138 a month.
Per listing?
Pardon me?
Per listing.
No, I get 5 premium listings.
Well,
But you're right. Someone who has 10 or 15, they pay over that 5. They have to pay like $100 a month per listing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're inclusive. I'm saying use them, but hold your entire inventory here and then rotate your inventory out there, if that's the solution. It's just a matter of efficiency and operate how you operate.
So if I use LoopNet, I have the 6th and 7th. LoopNet's going to turn around and charge me back for those 2 extra ones over my premium subscription.
Well,
Correct.
it sounds like LoopNet's making a good dollar.
No, they are. That's why we're trying to figure out the best way service for our membership.
I think
it's definitely out of hand. There's no doubt about it.
What I would recommend is to use us and connect to Quantum Listing. Quantum Listing will then give you, as part of their listing service, keyword advertising. So, and Becca or Mark, you can talk to this more than I can, where they will actually give you a budget and they will actually write to Google, spend that money to put you above LoopNet for your specific properties. Direct return on your investment that you can measure. Those are AdWord campaigns for your deals, for your listings, just as an example.
That's really cool. I didn't realize that they could do that. Thank you.
Yes. To my knowledge, they're the only internet listing service doing this right now. And it's it all helps feed the machine. They link to us, we link to them, your deals link to your business, and then we grow. I mean, there are people aggressively trying to be the bigger party. It just takes time. And that all comes back
It's
to
growing. You know what it is? It's growing to get the general public to go to your website. You know, to go to a place to find out where the listings are. Like Realtor.com, everybody goes there to find a house. We're looking for a place where the consumer, not the investor, more the consumer, goes to find his warehouse to rent or buy.
So, and that's CRE Collaborative, the portal side aims to be that. It's anyone can search it and access it. Depending on who you are in your role, you can then access more features. There's something there for everyone. But by giving them the opportunity to search every property in the country for sale or not, they now have a place to access, which they didn't have before. And then by adding in your deals, they now have a place to see that inventory, and everything grows off each other. And Realtor.com was the first, but it then moved to third place behind Zillow and Trulia. And it has now done much better and pulled back up. And they did so because they acquired other services that they added in. So, I mean, the model, we've already evolved off of that model. By offering these other services, we're giving people a reason to come here, not just looking, but now that they've looked, let's get them to what they want. And that should be you, but maybe it's, it's school reports or things like that. And that's the point. That's where all the technologies intersect. The consumer is looking for information on a warehouse, information on what technology there is, on how to optimize with prop tech. That's by giving them that search one and done model. That's us. That's where we grow, provide greater value.
I think you've got to
Andrea,
do a test run here in Illinois. I'm sorry, Rebecca, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay, Marty. What were you saying?
I think it's very interesting, but I think what you need to do is do a test run, take a couple brokers from Coldwell Banker Commercial, Peyton Realty, and maybe a couple others, and show us how this thing runs and see if it really works. I think that's the real question. Set us up and be a test model. I don't think a lot of people in our NICAR really care what's happening across the United States. They're more interested in Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, just the Midwest. And they want the consumer to know that there's a piece of property out there for them to buy and lease, et cetera.
Right, and then the way they do that through our system is we bring the deals on. They then can push it to their network, push it across the social locally, and it's SEO optimized for those markets. It's there. So.
Right.
So, sorry, I had one more question, and that was just, Andreas, you mentioned a global partnership group. What's that?
Global, so the global partnerships are growing. FIABCI. Oscar Morales is a champion. He's pushing us into South America as we speak and overseas, because we're opening up this information publicly, ownership as well as asset, style, and class. We're giving overseas investors a way to access the U.S. markets and find brokers, investors, developers, find deals. As I said, this is open, this is translatable through the technology, and readily available for those users to come in and start connecting and inquiring for service with those companies on those properties. The other global I mentioned is an internet listing service they say they're the largest. It's called globallistings.com.
Okay.
That's Steve Garrity's company. But again, just another one of many. So, so what was that Bill said? We welcome the opportunity to bring on users, show you the value, do the assessments, and then move from there. We know that you'll see what we have and enjoy it, and then not only enjoy it, see the benefit immediately. Not only will we help onboard you, but we will help continuously manage the tech for you through the support group, our tech and/or partner technologies as we integrate them. That's all part of the package. So as a next step, that's how would you like to move forward? We can pick a group. We can invite everyone and those who sign up to try it. We can push through. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I would like, it's head of education, I would like you guys to come in and have us pick a group of maybe 10 agents. I think once it gets over that, we'll lose the essence of the whole project. I like the whole idea of one-stop shopping. I've been pushing the personal assistant for the last 6 months. This could be part of it.
Fantastic. On the that's fantastic. On the education side, Reality Leasing and other content contributors are also in discussion to come in and encourage content and educational stuff. So it might be a different conversation, but let's show you some value and grow from there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. 10 people, maybe 10 top brokers in our group. See how they feed into it.
Okay. So
Bill, are you still on? No, Bill's off. No, Bill, you still on? I lost Bill.
who is Natalia?
Hi, Natalia.
Hi, guys. I'm trying to multitask here.
Oh, you're amazing. I'm glad you made it on the call.
I know. I was stuck on a phone call with the bank for the short sale, so I had to join later. So I'm just trying to grasp, as soon as I can, everything what you're talking about here.
So in summary, it's a search one and done platform. Better, it's a external technology advisory team to take your business and help you get to a tech-enabled point where you not only own your data, but your data is working for you, getting where it needs to be. Now it needs to be there. And as Marty said, we were discussing next steps of bringing on a first set of onboard group to show the value to, and to grow from there. And we lost, and that's it. And we lost Mark.
Yeah, we lost Fitz. So.
Okay. So is there any if nobody has any more questions for me, I am of course available. I'm happy to set up accounts for each of you on the call, or have support set up those accounts so you can see it yourself, above and beyond the 10, the group the early adopters, let's call them, group that you guys recommend.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And I already have an account, so I'm happy. I'm good.
Great. I'll send an email following up. There'll be a recording of this meeting as well sent out, and let's go offline, get the initial group ready to go, and we'll start to invite them on.
Sounds great. Is that good, Marty?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a very good program. It just has to be personally introduced to people instead of on a podcast like this. And that's, I'm trying to do that right now with MRAD. Trying to get that set up. Well, it is set up, but see how it works out.
Well, it's an MLS is just a listing service that was focused on residential. So I understand. It's one of many. We're happy to connect to them or from them if you're already originating your deals there. So,
well, they're starting a whole new series of commercial listings now.
I
So
understand.
we're all connecting with you guys.
Yeah, we're happy to connect.
Yeah. No, it's
Go ahead.
servicing the agent. Right.
Right. You're the consumer. Where you want it, how you want it is the end game. In this instance, it's a service business. And that's what I think a lot of technology companies don't understand. Perfect.
Awesome.
With that, thank you again, guys, for making the time, finding the time. I'm here. I'm available. And if while on the system you have any questions, there's a chat button that's always there to help you, or you can simply reach out by phone. So we're here.
Fantastic.
We're happy to help, and thanks again.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.